All right, very good. So can you see my screen? Not if you see it, thank you. All right. So part of the class today, well, hello everybody, good morning. Sorry, it was a little bit late. And sorry, my computer didn't work for, I don't know what reason. Sometimes I believe that computers have mind on their own. And they just, they do it just to bug us. Anyways, today is about a topic that is simple, but it's one of the hardest topic as English teachers. And let me explain why. This is called group control and it has to do with discipline. Now in Zoom, it's an issue because, well, you know, you don't really have the control over the classroom, right? Some schools, like my school, except in this class because you don't really care about my policy because I'm not important to you. But in my school, the only thing that we can control in discipline-wise is your cameras on. Okay, so if you have the camera on, then we or the teacher can see if the person is paying attention and behaving in the class, correct? In fact, in my school, if you don't have the camera on, the teacher is authorized to take you out of the class. Okay, so I'm not gonna do it here because I know you have different, I know if Moto E5 is Paola, she's working. So, you know, there's some circumstances. We're all adults, well, except for Jessica, but she's the cutest and the youngest and the cutest in the group. But the rest of us, we're adults, okay? So we understand that. However, these following techniques that we're gonna do, it's when you teach in, you know, face-to-face classroom and presential classroom, okay? Which is the hardest. And I'll explain why. For some reason, I don't know if, well, Perlita, you're teaching face-to-face now, kindergartens and kids. Oh, I'm sorry. Ay, no, se me fue. Anyways, so, and it's difficult. And for some reason, if you have, you may have a group that is always yelling and misbehaving and being disrespectful to you. Y ya terminas la clase así como que ya, la vida no vale, mejor me doy un tiro, ya lleva mediocito. And then the Spanish or the math teacher walks into the classroom and everybody's quiet, everybody's listening to the teacher, y entonces tu self-esteem disappears. Yo soy el problema, yo soy esto, yo soy el otro, mejor lleva mediocito, blah, 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 blah. It does happen, especially with the teachers that, in fact, if you have the chance to talk to a person, to a teacher that is an experienced teacher, he will confirm that. It's very, very, I want to say, well, yes, common that English teachers weakness is misbehaving in the classroom. We're going to discuss why and some of the techniques that you can do in order to prevent misbehaving. Okay? So far so good? Okay. So are you here, Kislev?
Yes, I'm here.
Cool. So Kislev, this is a picture of you I promise that it will happen. It's part of your English teaching career. You have to live it. Everybody else went through it, for real, okay? Can you read introduction, Kisle, please?
Yes, keeping our students focused and interested in the class, as well as maintaining a good pace in a given lesson, can be very difficult sometimes for most of us as teachers. It takes one element to make a flowing lesson out of control.
Very good. And it's true. You may have a very cool lesson planning. You even ask super teacher Gerson, hey, can you revise my lesson plans? Yes, it's very good. You change something, modify something, and you have a very cool class prepared. But that's one thing. The other thing is to keep it, or to maintain it, or to deliver the class into your students. Gabi.
Thanks, teacher. We need to use a lot of imagination to have a good class. I think so. I am right.
Imagination, yes. You imagine to kill your students. Yes, fine. No, kidding. Yes. I guess the word that you're looking for is creative. You need to be creative in your class, and that's what we're going to talk about in this topic. Okay. Oh my God, what happened here? Can you see this?
Yes, teacher is another language, I think.
No, ¿qué pasó aquí? Pero ve, también esto ya está. O con virus. A ver. No, ¿no se supone que las Mac no tienen virus? A ver, aguante. Mira, pero aquí sí se ve. Ah, no, no se ve. Ah, hold on a second, ¿eh? Te digo que está actuando raro mi... A ver, let me open another one, okay? Hold on. I don't know what's happening. Hold on a second. I resent. Mira, aquí sí jala. Perlita, you're on the computer, right? So I'll send it to you. Oh, well, I mean, I sent it to the chat to everybody. Can you let me give options to everybody. Yes, you can check. Qué raro, pues no que las más no tienen virus. I don't know. Were you able, Perlita? Are you still in the process?
In process.
Okay. I think you need to click on habilitar edición.
I have.
I think that's it, right? Maybe you can click it until the slide that we had. Yes, thanks one. There we go. Okay. Thank you. I'm sorry about that. I'll fix my Mac in a moment. Well, hopefully. A very expensive computer and it has virus. Chat. No, one before, please, Perlita. Okay, thank you. So we said that we can have a very cool class prepared, and then something for some reason, a kid say something funny, or maybe las dos amigas se pelearon, something in the classroom, and then your class is ruined. Why? Well, let's talk about first why there is indiscipline. Repeat, indiscipline in the classroom. Okay? Can you read this? ¿Quién está aquí? Annie, ¿estás aquí?
Yes, I'm here. I read all the points.
The first points, yes. The first 3 points.
Okay. Loss in class control typically happens because something in the lesson plan doesn't speak to the students. Some areas of the classroom management plan need reinforcement.
Very good.
Reporting.
So far, so good. So losing the control happens because something in your class doesn't speak or doesn't make sense to the students. I'll give an example. For some reason, you forgot that you have already given that class. Porque suele pasar, ¿verdad? We are almost perfect and extremely sexy, but we make mistakes. So for some reason you forgot and you give another class that you have already given. Miss, ya la vimos. Miss, eso ya. Miss, ya lo sabemos. In that moment, your class is ruined. Right? So, or maybe some areas or the management in the classroom needs to be reinforced, meaning that you need to identify, you didn't identify the multiple intelligences, you didn't identify who was a leader, etc., etc. So if you just didn't pay attention to the details, then most likely your class is ruined. Now, I want you to read the sentence in the bottom, and that is the core, or let me paraphrase it, that is the most important thing in discipline in the classroom. It says, teacher's preparation, otra vez, teacher's preparation influences 80% in discipline. Teacher's preparation, 80%, so 80% of the discipline or indiscipline is your responsibility. And it has to do with preparation. If you don't prepare enough, you will have indiscipline. If you're not prepared enough in the topic, you will have indiscipline. If you didn't really read all the material, you will have indiscipline. So 80% of the problems in the classroom is your responsibility. We're going to discuss that. What about the other 20%? Is the student's problem? Guess what? No. And it's divided like this. 10% is institution's problem. I'll give you an example. Have you tried, or maybe not because you're new teachers, but excuse me, a class, giving a class at the last hour of the day in a school is chaotic. They don't pay attention to you. They just want to leave. They're tired, bitter, hungry, and therefore, given a class right after recess, that's even worse. All sweaty, ew, smelly, all popped up in sugar, hyper. But those aren't your problems. Those is institution problems, right? Or given a class at 7 in the morning. There will not be, there will be no indiscipline, but they won't pay attention either. They will be all sleepy. So the other 10%, check this out. No, excuse me, the other 5%. The other 5% is parents' problem. And believe me, teachers, nowadays, parents are crazy. For real. Many years ago, tú le decías al chavo, le voy a hablar a tu mamá. Uf. No, maestro, no, miss, ya, no, ya, miss, ya. It doesn't happen now. The mother or the father will actually fight you, yell at you, be angry at you. So that's problems, parents' problems. And the last 5%, it's child's problem, but not the attitude. They might have some sort of disorder. For example, nowadays it's very common to have children with I don't know the name in English, but TDA, de déficit de atención, TOC, trastorno de orden compulsivo, hyperactiveness. ¿Sí sabían eso, verdad? Que hiperactivo no es, es una mala palabra, no se debe de usar siempre. Hay niños activos, hay niños que se mueven, entonces. Hiperactivo es otra cosa, es un desorden mental. And I'm sorry, teachers, you're not qualified for it. You shouldn't even have them. But well, you know, por la inclusión y blah, 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 okay. But there's not a problem. It's a whole different situation. And if you have one or two of those, my condolences, there is nothing you can do. You're not qualified. It's psychiatrists qualified, qualifications. So, but 80%, or in other words, most of the indiscipline is your responsibility. And it has to do with preparation. Yo quiero de lo que Ani está comiendo. Se me antojó. ¿Qué es?
It's only a candy. I'm sorry.
¿Es qué?
It's a candy. Cell.
Candy. Oh, okay. That's okay. Ah, de los que tienen así como chilito, digo, sal de uvas adentro.
Yes.
Oh, de mucho que no veía esos. All right. Ah, wait. Quiero cambiar la slide, pero no puedo. Can you change it, Perlita?
Sorry.
Very good. So we're going to talk about, yes, we're going to talk about some techniques in order to gain group control. Gaby, te conectaste 2 veces, ¿verdad? Okay. Sorry?
Exactly. It's because I need to see the letters bigger. That's right.
That's okay. That's okay. We're going to talk about some techniques, and these techniques go from very soft techniques, very mild techniques, to hard techniques against harshness, to more difficult techniques. Okay, we're going to start with the first one. Annie, let's point number 1. Your reputation for effort, flexibility, and availability. Number 1. Yes, Annie.
Okay. Learn for students' names.
And that's very simple. But you know what? It really, really helps. I'm sorry Paola is working, but Paola must have like around 600 students. Though that is difficult. But even that, she needs to learn that. What happens if you don't? Así de, a ver, tú niña junto a Juanito. What do you think the girl is going to feel? Yes, Annie.
Well, they feel bad and they don't pay attention.
They will be actually more than they feel bad. They will actually feel hurt. That's the word. They will feel offended. That's the word. They will feel offended, and then your class is ruined, and most likely the following classes for a month. Así de, maestro sana mamada. You know, so no, learn your student's name. That's a must. Find any thing or any what do you call it? Any technique or strategy that you may follow, but learn that. some of the teachers have tags, you know. They ask students to wear a tag for a week so they can learn it. I personally am a cinephilo and I'm a Star Wars fan, so I compare my students to you know, characters. Este se ve como C-3PO, ¿no? Este es Darth Vader, definitivamente. And then I won't tell you, no les diré cómo se ven ustedes, but I relate that to movies, so then I remember. So, and it's actually psychological, it's actually scientifically proven. It's called related relation, something. It's for remembering things, okay? Whatever technique you find, but use it. Very important, teachers. Use students' names. Okay. Number 2, Jessica, are you here? Hey, no,
Be punctual.
very good. Don't be like Teacher Gerson. Be on time. Very important. If your class starts at, I don't know, 1, be at 1, or maybe before that. Zoom is okay, you know, you can start at 1 sharp. But if it's in a physical classroom, make your utmost to be 5 minutes before. Because it takes like 5 minutes que te pones los ¿cómo se llaman? Los marcadores en lugar, que la grabadora, and then if you do that at 1 o'clock, you want to start at 1:05, 1:10. But that moment, you have lost your class. Gabi, excuse me.
Thanks, teacher. Punctuality is very important because you earn respect and are taken seriously. For me, it's very important to be punctual.
Exactly. Very importantly, if you don't have that habit, they will not respect you. Simple as that. Number 3, Gabi, yourself.
Thanks, teacher. Show up after hours to encourage them, but avoid one-on-one sessions.
Be approachable as much as you can, okay? What it means to be approachable? It means that the students feel confident enough to ask you questions. Have you had a teacher that, así de que, no, it doesn't matter the subject, mathematics, history, ay, no le entendí, vamos a preguntar, ay, no, me cae re gordo, se ve bien, no, pero vamos a preguntarle otro. That's not being approachable. Approachable means like, hi, sí, vamos a mandarle un WhatsApp a la teacher. Oye, no entendí la palabra, blah, blah, blah. That's approachable. That when your students feel comfortable enough to ask you a question, then you have succeeded and you are approachable. Now, it says here, avoid one-on-one sessions for 2 reasons. Number 1, the students notice when you have a pet. Students notice when you have a pet. Y no hablo de perros o gatos. Ya saben eso, ¿no? Teacher's pet. La consentida o consentido del maestro. It's for real. Google it. Teacher's pet. In fact, ¿se acuerdan esa canción de los 70s? Y yo quiero ser la consentida del profesor. Ah, bueno. And the original song is I want to be my teacher's pet, or I am teacher's pet. It's real. Don't do that. You will have a favorite one. That's, you know, because you're humans. You will have a favorite one, and you will have like the one, oh, ya veniste tú, Dios mío. But don't show it. Teachers, excuse me, the students will actually notice it, and they will not respect you. Right? Number 2, avoid misunderstandings. And by misunderstandings, I mean how can I put it? The students, some students might be very diabolic. And even though you meant well, or you have good intentions, the students may not have good intentions. So avoid being alone with the students. That's the point. Okay, and I'll give you an example. One of my best friends, he's well, he's not now, but he used to be gay, and you know, openly gay. No drag queen, okay? O sea, he dressed like a man, but he was gay, okay? You know, everybody knew he was gay in the school. So one time he was walking down the stairs in the school, you know, and one of the kids ran. A child, tenía como, he was like a sexto grado, maybe. Se resbaló y se cayó. Se lastimó el pie, okay? No el maestro, the student. So the teacher grabbed the student, you know, and took him to the nurse department. No? Was he doing something wrong? Did he do something wrong? No. But you know what? Lo demandó el papá por haber tocado a su hijo. Just because he was gay. Y ya después se nos dio capaz. De hecho, esto es una paréntesis, ¿eh? Esto es una regla universal. Tienes que preguntar antes de tocar a alguien cuando pasa un accidente. Eso es el paréntesis, ¿eh? Esto no tiene que ver con la clase, pero es una regla universal. En todos los países, por ley, si está consciente, debes de preguntar, ¿te puedo ayudar? Y si te dice que sí, bien. Y si te dice que no, no lo toques. That's according to the story. Avoid that. Avoid misunderstandings. My friend had to leave the city. Well, anyways, big scandal. All right? So don't do that. Be approachable, but avoid having teacher's pet, or at least that everybody knows it is. And avoid being alone with the student. Simple as that. All right? Number 3. Perlita.
Backup plan in case your visual aids break.
Very good, very important. Always have a plan B. No, you have, like me, my computer supuestamente es una Mac, y no lo digo por presumido, es a very, very expensive computer. And it didn't work. So I needed a plan B. It will happen to you too. If you have something prepared, the cool class, and then the projector didn't work. O típico, ¿no? Que el maestro de español, ay, Miss, ¿qué crees? El maestro de español lo ocupó para su clase de oratoria. Y ya, se te fue tu clase. If you say in that moment, free class, your class is ruined. If you say in that moment, pues ahorita vemos qué show, and improvise, your class is ruined. No, teachers, always have a plan B. And last one, Gaby?
Thanks, teacher. Involve your students in decision-making process. Encourage them to speak out whenever you notice some sort of strange behavior, such as watching at the clock all the time or showing bored face.
Very good.
Faces, excuse me.
Faces, very good. So as fast as you can, you have to determine if it's a genuine concern. I'll give an example. if you had a class or you will have a class that you have very good preparation and everything goes fine, but after your class, they have un examen de oratoria, a very important exam. Not in your class. It's a different subject, but it's right after your class. It happens next to your class. Would they pay attention to you? No. They're gonna be anxious watching the watch, some even rehearsing. So if you think it's a genuine reason, you can ask, hey, what happened? No, es que tenemos es que nos van a hacer y es que, okay, all right, let's do this and for homework, and then everybody quiet and practice it. That is valid. You can do that. And let me explain why. First of all, you will have your students. Secondly, they're not going to pay attention to you because they're more concerned with something. Ojo, if it's genuine and if it's important. Que si va a seguir la kermés, que si va a seguir que la banda, que, well, that's a different story, right? But if it's something that is genuine, well then, guys, it happens to us. Annie is working for me in Honda, right? El Mother's Day, ¿qué día fue? Bueno, Mother's Day.
Thursday?
Thursday, right?
Tuesday.
Tuesday was Mother's Day. Nobody was paying attention. So the teachers told me, and I said, ay, pues ya, déjenos ir, hombre, pues. And yes, first of all, how many students do you have? You teach on Tuesday or on Thursday, Annie?
I teach on Tuesday.
How many students you had?
But that day I can give a class because on Honda tell us at the last time that we have a normal class, but we have plans.
Right, you asked for permission, right? You're absolutely right. Anyways, I give you an example. We have around 10 in each classroom. Only 1 or 2 show up. So yeah, it's no reason. It's counterproductive, right? Only if it's genuine reason. Oh, go ahead, Perdita, next one, please. Now let's move on the level a little bit more hard. Yes, Gabi.
Teacher, I have a commentary
Yes.
about last lesson. It's very important at this point because many people have gone to the jail for doing what they think is right. That is very necessary. We need to inform ourselves.
Yes.
And for me, it's very important to have a lot of information and not to do the wrong.
Yes, no, definitely. In fact, all teachers should have training about this. I have because I work for TEC de Monterrey. El TEC de Monterrey te capacita por 1 año. Primeros auxilios, ¿cómo se llama? CPR o ReCPR, o ¿cómo es el del corazón? Y la primera premisa es eso. Pregunta. Si está consciente y si dice que no, no lo toques, es contra la ley. Si está inconsciente, fíjate lo que pasa, ¿eh? Si está inconsciente y no lo ayudas, tú eres responsable. Y también te vas al bote si lo dejas morir. ¿No? Hey. So anyways, but yeah, thank you for comment that, Gaby. Your reputation for fairness and fairness. Number 1, Jessica.
Your reputation for fairness and fairness. Explain why you've asked the class to do various things.
Very good. It's not like you're justifying yourself, no. It's given importance to the instruction. I'll give you an example. Okay, guys, let's open the workbook on page 15 exercises 5 to 6? Because we need to practice the verbs. So you gave them a reason for the instruction. It's not just because you se te ocurrió, lo sacaste de la manga. No, you give them the importance to the instruction. See my point? Okay, Annie and Jessica, you're going to present a first conditional because you need to practice your grammar presentation. So you gave the importance of the instruction to Jessica and Annie. No, students no need choros, eh? It's not like, ay, sí, porque fíjate que el día de ayer, no. Very simple reason why you have asked to do certain activity. Yes? Next one, Perlita.
When there's something unacceptable about the classroom, don't tolerate it.
Very good. If you have a policy, normally the schools give you the policies and then you may have one or two on your own. And it's the first week they do the policies, no, the rules in the classroom. No cell phone, no eating, no killing, just kidding. No, and so forth. You will, and it happens, don't tolerate it. Very importantly. Also, you will set the example. If you say no cell phone, are you going to use the cell phone? No. If you say no eating in the classroom, ¿te vas a llevar tus papitas? No. Yo por eso no pongo ninguna regla. Pero bueno, that is the story. So if you have a rule, don't tolerate it. Because what happens if you one day, let's say Monday, you dijiste no eating y llegaron dos niñas con las papitas y bueno, ya que se las coman. What will happen on the next day? Annie.
Some other students wants to do the same.
Everybody's going to be. Y luego si les dices que no, even worse. Ayer dejó a Juanita y a Juanita 2. Y luego se avientan un mal viaje así de, son sus favoritas, usted, no, hombre, maestro. Y se van. No. Don't tolerate it. Yes or no, punto. All right. Next one, Annie?
Yes. Try to keep as relaxed a classroom atmosphere as possible.
Read this point.
The other point. Foster free communication without being disruptive.
Very good. What does it mean to keep a relaxed atmosphere? ¿O so relaxed si te flojera? No. No. It means that is not stressful. How do you stress your students? Piensen cuando eran estudiantes, ¿cómo los estresaba la miss o el profesor? Annie?
Well, some of them scream a lot and they are looking all the time what you are doing.
Very good. Screaming, arguing. Gabi?
Thanks, teacher. For me, it's very necessary to have a relaxed atmosphere because they need to feel relaxed in order to learn in the best way.
Very good. And you don't do stressful activities like yelling, like demanding, like everything that stresses students. Now, ahí les va un tricky question. Ya vimos lo que no debes de hacer y lo que debes de hacer. How, no, where does this start? With whom? Gabi?
We need to start with us, like a teacher.
It starts with the teacher. If you are stressed, guess what? Your students will be stressed too. If you relax, your students will be relaxed. It's like, it's contagious, you know? Especially you at the classroom. Remember that in the classroom, you are the authority. And they look at you as the authority. So if you are stressed, they will feel stressed. If you are relaxed, relax. It's like join. What happens, Kislev, when you see someone else join? Kislev is watching porn.
Oh no.
I mean,
Well, you're gonna feel the same way. You're gonna do the same thing.
exactly. If you see somebody else join, you're gonna join. It's the same thing. If you walk into the classroom and you're stressed porque Perlita se peleó con el novio, porque Annie le cae gordo su jefe, ya lo quieren matar, porque Gaby sus perros y porque bla, bla, bla. Entonces, they walk into the classroom, it's going to be contagious, right? You need to be relaxed. Now, teachers, raise your hand, the one that doesn't have problems. No, everybody has problems? Yes, everybody has situations, yes or no? Sickness, que ya te peleaste con el novio, que en el caso de Jessica, que su computadora no sirve, etcétera, etcétera, etcétera. Teachers, a recommendation for you. Forget about that when you walk into the classroom. It's like, imagine you have a closet before walking to the classroom, and then you take out your problems and leave it in the closet. And then walk into the classroom and do your class. Second recommendation, do this every class. Have you heard the expression one day at a time? Un día a la vez? Well, in our work is one class at a time. Una clase a la vez. Otherwise, you're going to be overwhelmed. When I was a teacher, well, excuse me, when I worked as a teacher full-time, I had 10 hours class every day. 10-hour class, 10 hours during the class, during the day. Y no era como Perlita, ¿no? Que está en horarios así, no, yo tenía 7 a 8, 8 a 9, 9 a 10, no. Y luego en la tarde. If I didn't, eso que les digo no es mío, ¿eh? I started to suffer depression, stress, and one of my tutors told me that one class at a time. You finish one class, forget about that class, and then start fresh. Finish the class, start another class, and so forth. Porque cuando no lo hacía, chavos, a las 7, 8 de la noche, que era mi última clase, no saben. O sea, así de arrastrando pies y... And it was young, I was like 21, 22, but still, no era un cansancio físico, ¿sabes? It was a mental, it was here. So, you need to start with yourself. Gaby.
Thanks, teacher. It's important that we try to make them forget their problems in our class and want to be to our class. That's right.
Yes, yes, if, again, it's contagious. If you walk into the classroom and you always, happy and helping students and giving a good class, students will feel comfortable with you. Don't be like the colleague teacher that's always bitter, right? Y cállense y no hagan ruido y cállense. Oye, la maestra así de que no te dieron para tu chicle, maestra. Consiga su novio, maestra, and so forth. No? Don't be like that. I mean, do you know, o saben cómo les llaman a los actores, ¿cómo le llaman en español? I don't even know in Spanish. Los halos históricos, ¿saben lo que es eso? Halo histórico, Google it for comfort. De halo histórico tienen en las fichas de los maestros, de los actores tienen, mide tanto, bla, 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 bla. Halo histórico 100%. ¿Qué significa esto? Cuando ellos van a dar una presentación, they do some sort of gesture y se cambian. Y no me refiero de ropa. Muchos, por ejemplo, agarran la mano, la pasan hacia abajo y se cambian de papel. Eso se llama halo histórico. Cambian. I'll give you an example. I don't know. Tell me, Perlita, tell me your favorite anchorman or anchor woman. Your favorite, anchorman or anchor woman. Pati Chapón. Ay, Dios mío.
I don't know.
Platanito.
No, I don't watch TV.
Sánchez Azuara.
I don't like it.
¿Quién? ¿Quién dijo? ¿Gaby?
Sánchez Azuara o Laura, ¿no? Que está ahorita debutando.
Okay, very good. Do you look at her? You watch her? She's always happy, smiling, and talking to people. Do you think her life is perfect?
No.
No. She only has this halo histórico de que se cambia. Teachers are actors too. You need to take all your problems. Forget about what's happening in your life. Que si quieres ya lo reprobaron, que si, okay, that's fine, but not in your classroom. Porque entonces lo vas a transmitir and your class is going to be ruined. Ay, Miss, comió gallo, ¿verdad? Miss se levantó con el pie izquierdo, ¿verdad? Y ya tu clase se arruinó. Don't do that. I mean, halo histórico. Forget about your problems, walk into the classroom. The last one, Jessica.
Avoid sarcasm, shooting, or comparing.
Repeat it. I couldn't hear you very well.
Avoid sarcasm.
Okay, avoid sarcasm, shouting, and comparing. The one before, can you read the one before?
Recognize good behavior and effort.
Very good. Recognize good behavior and effort. This is very important. Why is this important? If you say, hi, Annie, very good, your comment. Gabi, excellent commentary. What happens to you? How do you feel? You feel good, right? You feel important. Yes, you feel good, you feel important. And listen to this, you will feel more intent to comment, to participate. That's the point. If you recognize the good effort of your students will produce more English. All right. On the contrary, avoid sarcasm. Así de, ay, Kieslev, no pusiste tu cámara, bueno, nunca la pones, ¿verdad? ¿Cuándo? Y Kieslev así de teacher, mother, son of a. and your class is ruined. Avoid shouting. Well, one thing is to raise your voice. That's okay. Shouting is offensive. Que te calles y que te largues de mi salón y blah, blah, blah. Don't do that. My personal favorite, comparing. Ay, Perlita, ¿cómo no eres como tu hermano del año pasado? Dios. Don't do that, really. Self-esteem, it's very, very bad. Okay? Even though we want to say that, don't do that. Gabi.
Thank you, Chair. I think it's very important that we show empathy to achieve our goals for the students. That's right?
Yes, it is very important, empathy, very important. Así de, this happened to me, ojo. And I feel bad. I really, really feel bad afterwards. I'm very sarcastic, como ya pueden ver. My humor is very sarcastic. I have had many problems because of that. No me entienden mi humor, but anyways. I was given a class, and then I had this girl, it's called Montserrat. I still remember her name. It's tercero secundaria. Very important to mention. So Montserrat always sat in the front of the classroom. She was always participative. She was always laughing, and she was always, like, me, teacher, me, ya sabes, no? Those kind of girls, always happy. So one day, she was not that happy. On the second day, she was even less happy. And the third day, she was serious and angry. Okay? So I said, hey, Monse, what happened? Nada, teacher. Nada. ¿Qué le importa o qué? Oye, no me hables así, ¿qué traes o qué? Te levantas con el izquierdo o qué? Y ya sabes, tercer lugar. Andan sus días, teacher. No la defendí, yo no dije eso, pero tampoco la defendí. Ya, tranquila, me enojé. Ya, que tranquila, vamos a hacer la clase bien o qué. O te vas del salón, que se pare y se va. After my class, me habló el tutor, y dije, ya valió. El tutor es así como el director. So I went there, and bottom line, her parents were getting divorced. El papá había engañado a la mamá, se había ido, los había abandonado, bla, bla, ya sabes, todo tipo así de Telemundo, ¿no? No tengo novela. Me sentí mal, porque no debía haber hecho, debí por lo menos haber preguntado, ¿no? So the worst part is that she changed. She didn't come back to my classroom anymore. Anyways, Gabi?
Thanks, Chair. This point is very delicate because our reputation is involved. That's why we need to be careful with all these things.
Yes, yes. I asked her for forgiveness, and I'm sorry, I didn't know, but she didn't want to talk to me. So, but anyway, so yes, empathy is very important. Okay, good. Next one is the Perlita, please. Good. No, yes. Your acknowledgement of the content. Very important. Perlita, read the first one.
Your students will notice is one the basis of your ability to answer the questions. How you handle the question? If one student asks, many students are wondering, so don't leave questions for the end.
Very good. Pause there. Your students will notice when you know or you don't know. Miss no sabe. Miss si no se preparó. And then your class is ruined. Premise and recommendation, teachers. As far as you can, don't accept a job that you don't master. Again, as much as you can, it's a recommendation only, don't accept a job that you don't master. Oye, Kiesler, ¿puedes dar literatura inglesa del año de 1653? Y Kiesler, me la almuerzo yo. And then she would have the worst class ever. Don't do that, teachers. Digo, entiendo, como dice Franco Escamilla, tenemos algo que todos nos duele, que es el hambre, that when we were offered to a job, we take it. But as much as you can, or accept it, but then you know that your social life, your pretty much life will be lost because you need to prepare twice or thrice much times than a normal class. David?
Thanks, teacher. In this point, it will be honest to say that we will investigate and answer later.
Yes, this is okay. This is okay, but I'm talking about a subject, a whole course. I'll give you an example myself. I have CAE, bueno, con Cambridge sería C1. C1 del cuadro europeo, que es súper avanzado. Pero no tengo C2. Teacher Gerson, ¿puedes dar una clase de C2? ¿Puedo? No, no puedo. That's my point. If you don't master something, don't do it. Because it's going to be worse for you. That happened to me back in TEC de Monterrey. In TEC de Monterrey, I was giving advanced students, right? In TEC de Monterrey, in those years, they had, ¿cómo le llaman? Le llaman el big cultural, something, I don't know, nombre muy raro. These guys are the ones that they are more advanced than advanced. They're native. Entonces les enseñan literatura. And because I was the advanced teacher Gerson, ¿puedes dar literatura? Yo, me almuerzo la literatura, claro. And they pay more. So like, yeah, I mean, worst year of my life, really. My self-esteem por los suelos. I had 2 Koreans, 2 Mexicans, 1 American, and 1 British girl. Ni yo le entendía a lo que estaba diciendo. Really, worst year of my life. So as much as you can, don't do it. Now, if you are, and then you have a topic, como Gaby dice, a topic that you don't know, don't improvise, don't make it up. It's better to say, you know, guys, I don't know. Y maestro no sabe, pues no. Yo les digo, even though I'm almost perfect and extremely sexy, I don't know everything. And then everybody laughs, and then I give the answer on the next day. Continue reading, Annie, please.
Okay, the first one.
Request for clarification. Digo, si estuvieras prestando atención, verías que ya vimos eso primero.
I'm sorry, I listen, but I'm...
Shut up and read, digo.
Okay. Request for clarification. Invite students to give it a try first in case the question seems too basic for the level.
Very good. Request for, o sea, if they ask you for a clarification, give it. Okay, continue reading. Abby. Annie?
Yes. Off-topic question. Provide a brief answer depending on the situation. Don't be afraid of resourcing to your colleagues in case you don't know the answer.
Colleagues. Off-topic questions. Estás hablando de present continuous, bla, 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 y de repente ya sabes, el niño, Miss, Miss, es que ayer vi en The Big Bang Theory que decían bla, bla, bla. Nada que ver con el tema. Teachers, if it is a genuine question, answer it. There's nothing wrong with that. And I mean genuine because sometimes they will ask you only to waste your time. If it's only for wasting your time, and like, shut up, let's continue. But if it's something that is genuine because he's really interested in the answer, answer it. If you don't know the answer, don't answer. Don't invent, don't make it up. You can say, you know what, let me check it out because I don't know. And I'll give you the answer tomorrow. Okay? Good. Next one, Perlita. You want to take a pee-pee break? It's been an hour and something. All right, so it's 11:45. See that? Yes, 11:45. So I'll see you here at 12. All right. See you here at 12. Ready, guys? Good. So I know Annie, Chelsea, I know Annie, Perlita, and Gabby did homework, right? So we're gonna stop we're gonna finish the topic next week, and I'd like to see your presentation first. A ver, ¿qué pasó aquí? Yes. So Perlita, you were the first one to send me the presentation. So you want to start?
Okay.
Hold on. The rest are going to listen and check for, the development of the presentation and so forth.
Okay, well, in my case, in my presentation, I used visual learning style, I think, and reading for present grammar about the superlatives. Superlatives, and I'm going to start with a question. What was the best rock band of the 60s? Metallica, Beatles, or Queen? Obviously, the Beatles. And I put some sentences that demonstrate some superlatives like this. Richard Starkey was the shortest member of the Beatles. Yellow Submarine was the best-selling Beatles album. Paul McCartney was the most handsome of the Beatles. John Lennon was the best singer in the band and also the chubbiest. After that, I put a short explanation about the superlative and a video that explained more about it. The video is very short. And I have here some pictures with vocabulary for superlatives. For example, oldest, happy, happiest, angry, angriest, etc. After that, I put grammar, very, very simple. The part of the left, the adjective form, and the part of the right, the superlative form, how we change it, the adjective. And this is the grammar, and I think it's very short and easy. After that, I put some practice with exercise about it, and I put exercise for the students, mechanical. I have here 16 sentences with multiple options, A, B, or C, depend of each sentence. Semi-mechanical, when the students must think how is the correct word or the correct phrase that they can use for complete these sentences. And finally, critical thinking, when the students must think in their favorite band, singer, or actor, and make 6 sentences that describe the best of them using the superlatives. And that's all.
Here, teachers, comment. Gaby?
Thanks, teacher. I think this class does not have an order and the topics are different. I think so, with my personal opinion.
Okay. So you're saying that she mixed different topics? What was your topic again, Perfecta?
Superlatives.
Superlatives. Okay, Gaby?
And then I think it doesn't have this class doesn't have an order because she starts with not vocabulary, new vocabulary, and they don't know how to.
Remember, excuse me, Gaby. Remember that it wasn't it wasn't a class. It was only an activity to show if it's visual, kinesthetic, or you selected what, Carlita?
How, sorry?
You use visual or what do you use?
Yes, visual, because I use images and put a video for watch in the class.
Okay. Very good. I like it. It's a little bit more advanced, eh? The words that you use are they need to have it's an intermediate level or up. So be careful in that. You wouldn't use this for basic, for example. The language in the presentation is high for basic. Good. Gaby?
Is this my turn? Is this my turn?
Yes, please.
Just a minute, please. Well, my topic is breakfast. And I am going to start vocabulary about the breakfast, of course. I use cards, color cards with images, honey and toast, boiled eggs, scrambled eggs, fried eggs, ham, cereal with milk, sandwich, pancakes, lunch, and then we are going to ask any question about pronunciation and how to write it about one word. And finally, they need to work in pairs to ask this question: when do you prefer have breakfast? That's right. That's all. Thanks.
So, Gaby, how would you to what intelligence was or type of learning? Kinesthetic, visual, or what?
Of course, visual, teacher.
Good visual, very good. What else? If you can go up in the slices, Gaby, move up the slices, scroll up. You need to check the, you have some mistakes in spelling. For example,
Okay.
lunch.
About this?
There's lunch with N.
Excuse me. That's right. Yes, of course.
No
I have a
worries.
mistake.
So you use type of teaching visual. You use The images also kinesthetic per se, because you have students talk in pairs. And do you ask the questions? Any questions? How to write them?
Okay.
Very good. I like it, Gabby. Excellent.
Thanks a lot.
And Annie, your turn. Maybe, Gabby, if you can stop sharing the screen, please.
I'm here.
Gabby, if you can stop sharing your screen.
Yes, of course. I don't know how to. Could you help me?
Donde dice dejar de compartir. Creo que yo puedo ver. Yes.
Please. Okay, thanks a lot.
Annie?
Yes. Well, okay. That's my topic, will animals vocabulary. First of all, I start the introduction with a question, a guess question. Which animal is this? I give a time, they guessed. Well, it's obviously right. According to the picture, it's a lion. And in that way, I introduce the topic. Then I have this activity. It's a demonstration and encourage reproduction. Look at this animal, listen and repeat their names. This activity is focused on a visual and musical skill. Here I have another for vocabulary, the animals vocabulary, and also the body parts of some animals. They need to listen, repeat, look the pictures. And then here I have an explanation and immediately creative. Well, here I have an explanation, an example. Do you know these animals? Read and complete the description with words in the box. I show them how to answer this exercise. I say, well, it is Dumbo. It is an elephant. It has got 2 big ears and long trunk. It has got small eyes and 4 legs. Well, in this case, I repeat it, legs. It can fly, but it can jump. And then I'm gonna give you some minutes. Today can do it by teams. And in this case, this activity is for interpersonal persons because they can effort the other partner. Also verbal linguistic. The other activity is that is for check question. What's your favorite wheel animal and why? And here I give them an example. Nicole, what's your favorite wheel animal? Well, my favorite wheel animal is the lion. Why? Because I like its color and fur. What about you? Well, here I am sorry. What about you? And then with that example, I say, now you do it with your partner. And this is an activity in pairs. The other activity is discovery. They need to read it and they need to match with the correct pictures. So in this case, I consolidate the topic we saw to check if they understand it. And that's the end.
Very good. Teachers' comments. Chloe?
Thanks, teacher. Anne is an expert teacher.
She does very good. So, and I like the way that you show us, no? If it was discovery, if it was explanation, if it was pretty cool. I like also, Paola says she likes it too. I like also the way that you use a lot of images, so you have a lot of visual learning style in there. Pretty cool. That was pretty cool. I like it. I love it actually. Thank you, Annie.
Thank you so much.
Kislev, just your turn. You are saved by the bell. So go ahead, Kislev. You can share. You can share all. Okay.
I can't. Could you help me with that?
Okay, Perlita, can you help us out and share Kislev's presentation, please?
Yes.
Worries not. We have our engineer here.
Oh, there it is.
Ready? Go ahead, Annie. I mean, Kislev.
Okay, it's like super short, but well, it's about jobs and it's a vocabulary presentation. So that's the topic, jobs. And then I have a question, how do you make a living? And question, and I have them to get into the topic. And then I have a dictation, 15 words that, well, it is focused on reading, writing. So that's why it's like a lot of writing. And then I have this one, and they have to match the numbers with the letters, and it's the description of different kind of jobs. And then at the end, they have to write an essay about their dream job. And that's it.
I like your very short presentation, Kislev. Okay, so Kislev, according to your presentation, what was the learning style? Was explanation? Was discovery? What was it?
Well, I think in the discovery, because it's like they learn by themselves what's the meaning of the words.
Okay, so you're matching?
Yeah.
Okay. Just
and
be careful with that because it was a long explanation, description, okay? So some students may feel intimidated for it, you know what I mean? It's for an upper level. If you present this to a basic class is not gonna work.
Okay.
See what I mean? It's too high for basic.
Yeah.
If it's intermediate, it's fine. You know, you might have a little bit of maybe a previous vocabulary presentation to some of the hardest or most difficult words. But other than that, it's okay. Gaby.
Thank you, teacher. I have a question for you. This activity is semi-mechanical?
It's mechanical and mechanical. The
Okay,
dictation is mechanical always. It's mechanical is, you know, fill in the blanks and stuff. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about what kind of learning we're using, no? And visual, okay. If it's I would suggest, Kislev, if you include some images. Kislev?
Okay, yes, I'm here. Okay.
So include some images so it's going to be easier for your students, and it's going to be that you can actually make sure that students actually get the point of jobs.
Okay.
I like the pattern, the matching. That's very cool. Just be careful on the language of your students.
Okay. Yeah, and well, I'm agree, of course, because I think the topic is kind of basic, but the way to present it is kind of, well, it won't be that easy. Yeah. So I think, yeah, you're right.
It's almost like if you open a dictionary, English dictionary, you know, carpenter, a person that works with wood and blah, blah, blah. Basic students don't need that. It's more basic, more visual. Just be careful in that.
Okay.
Thank you very much. All righty, excellent. So, Jessica, are you ready or you want to do it next week? Jessica is sleeping.
No. Es que están trabajando aquí, entonces, no, a veces no escucho.
Okay, so too much noise, okay. So now you know how to do the presentation. Do it next week, okay?
Okay.
All right, good. I know Paola is working, so that's fine. So turn your cameras on. Let's do a selfie. Let's call it a day. Turn cameras on. 3, 2, 1. Annie, Kislev. Ya prenda el nombre, pues está toda despeinada que tiene. Préndela. Antonio, ay, sí, todas así como que, ¡ay, híjole! Eso se llama programación neurolingüística. Kislev, your camera. Kislev. Oh my Lord in heaven, Kislev. Anyways, let's take a picture. On 1. Ándale, me gustó, Jessica. 1, 2. All right, I'll send it to you in a moment. Gotcha, Kislev. But that's okay. So next week, Jessica presentation, and also we finish the group control class. Okay. Thank you very much. Have a nice weekend. Party a lot, drink a lot, everything included. I won't say sex because you know it's. Oh no, you're married. That's okay. But the rest are too young, so just party a lot. All righty. Thank you very much. See you next week.
Thank you. Bye.
All right.